Here, this is called a Dual Language Conference, when I think there's probably at least 50 or 60 languages present right here in this room. So let's hear it for everyone that is bilingual or trilingual or more than that. This is a celebration of different ways of expressing our humanity, and language is a key to culture and cross-cultural understanding. And learning a language other than the one that you were born with, that you grew up with, gives you another set of eyes to look out at the world and to understand things in a new way. And so it's really an honor to be part of this unique celebration that I think is now in its seventh year and growing. And I think we have, in addition to everyone here, something like another 1,400 people that are chimed in online watching these proceedings here today and tonight. This evening, you're going to have a treat to a special ceremony, because this young man here is going to be given a precious right, a privilege, and that is to carry a whistle, a dance whistle, and the right to use that whistle. All these things that you see in this regalia, all these things have history. They go back hundreds of years, and they all have meaning. Among a lot of the Northern Plains people, in the warrior society days, carrying a whistle was a badge. It was a sign of an officer in that society. Somebody that had that right, who had earned that right as an officer. Today, we no longer have that, but we've taken that tradition and we've reinterpreted it and we've passed it down and we've given it new life and new meaning in today's world. And so we honor these old traditions by interpreting them and applying them to our modern way. When somebody wants to dance, you can approach it in several ways. You can look around, see what you like, go make an outfit, get out there, dance, learn some steps. But mostly what we value is people that are taught the tradition. They come up with the tradition, and so they know what these items mean, what this clothing means, what this whistle means, this bustle, this staff, this fan, this roach. All of these things have tremendous meaning, and there are many stories that go with them. This whistle, the honor today is that this whistle this young man is being given the right to carry and to use this whistle, and he's being given that from a true warrior. Boye Ladd has been serving as our MC tonight, but many of you know him as a champion dancer for the last almost 50 years. But before that, he was a celebrated combat veteran in Special Forces in Vietnam. He is a member of what they consider the Red Feather Society. This is another right that veterans who have served in combat and been wounded multiple times have a right to wear. When you see a veteran wearing that red feather tied to their hair or tied to the back of a beret, it means they're part of that distinguished group of people. And Boye Ladd, when he returned from Vietnam, his uncle, Kenny Funmaker of the Wisconsin Dells, composed a song for him to welcome him home. And we're going to sing that song tonight after this whistle has been presented. And as we do that, he will dance with this whistle for the first time. But this honors Boye Ladd, his service as a warrior, and because of that service, he's taking a right that he has as a whistle carrier, and he's passing it on to this young man, so that everyone here tonight will know that from this day forward, he has this right to carry and to blow this whistle, and you'll remember this night is when he got it. And so at this time, Boye Ladd and the family will pass it over to them, and we'll ask that you just give them a few moments of respect as this ceremony carries out.
Herushka hingi karagiwe. Hegi hamte hegi sungi kara hegi horeri hunshide. Wangchigaraja hegi ikshaguga hingari. Mani khate hegi hunchki karajange hegi wangje. Sidistri hegi dejangaje hegi wakiri hegi ichokara idegwahara. Hinache egi hamte egi khanwe deske egi worshipte egi okati wachehi anje ke hinache egi hochonki tera ke nanach kompe deske egi maichete yataksune. I met this gentleman many years ago. We became brothers, friends, in Indian way, in a Herushka way. I've watched this young man through the years portray himself as a traditional, very respectful man. I've grown to become a part of their family, a family of champion dancers and singers. The family, the Murphy family, really needs no introduction in Indian country, well recognized to the world of Herushka. He asked me a couple of years ago about the whistle, the role it played in his circle. He asked me, is there a possibility that perhaps someday he might be able to carry one? A whistle to a lot of you out there as Herushka people is nothing to play with. It calls upon the spirits. When certain songs are sung, this whistle, you will hear it. You will hear it come. And we honor the spirit of that song. Along with this whistle, there's a story that is shared. A story that gives him that right to carry this whistle and to use in this arena. And again, I have to stress, do not play with this whistle. There are rights involved with it. There's a big difference between rights and privileges. Privileges coming out to dance, but the right has always been passed on by our warriors. I do nothing that I make up myself. I've been taught by my uncles and my grandfathers. I come from the Ho-Chunk Nation, who are a very proud nation, our nation of warriors. Our first religion has always been that of the warrior way of life. We distinguish ourselves in battle and come home to lead our people. To be called upon many times to feather our children, to pass on these rights that you're about to witness. I've seen many young people that carry this whistle, that claim to have the right. They are no longer here because we as whistle carriers, there are only a handful. I can count them on perhaps maybe one hand, two hands at the most. We all know in the Heydushka world who has that right. We know based on how they use it, when they use it, and who they use it on. We say, according to many of the whistle carriers, never blow a whistle on a drum that you sing with. Your whistle becomes political. Never accept money from someone that asks you to use that whistle on a drum. It becomes political. That whistle should be free. There's certain songs that touches our heart. Tom alluded to it. A lot of these drummers talk about it. That certain power of spirit comes to this arena, and you'll know it. You want to dance. You want to get up. That's the purpose of what this whistle is. I could go on, and I told Fred that we're going to talk later on again as to the rules that govern this whistle. Again, I warn a lot of you, do not play with a whistle. It is a right bestowed by other warriors. So at this time, as a custom, as a right, to the spirit that is going to go into this whistle, I must tell a story, an actual combat story. In this circle, a warrior never tells a lie. You have grave consequences if one tells a lie. And again, the spirit that I share in this circle will carry this young man forward and his family. It's another form of protection. I ask only that the first year that he feed a veteran, put on a meal once a month, once a moon, to feed the spirit, the enemy that is in his spirit, in this whistle. I'm going to share a story when I passed the right off to Tim Ujapi, Kevin Awahe, Roy Bison, some of the biggest champions in this circle. I shared this honor. So tonight, I share this with all of you as a witness to, again, the passing of this whistle. Jungle Joe. I served with Charlie Rangers at the 75th Airborne Ranger Division in Vietnam. I had 36 combat missions with over 30 contacts with the enemy. My last 6 months in Vietnam, I served as a first sergeant. I was also a team leader of 2-4 and Double Deuce. My brothers out there from my Ranger company, I hope you're listening. In June of 1971, we had a mission to secure a mountaintop called Purple Heart Hill. My men knew about the reputation that everyone on that hill received the Purple Heart. I just completed a mission. We had no contact on it, and they carried on our mission. As the helicopters came in to pick us up, I had Team 2-4, our Double Deuce with me, and 2-4, along with 2 RTOs, 2 radio men. Upon our infill, we jumped in. I lost 1 man to a punji stake. They dusted him off. I was down to 13. Intelligence told us that the enemy was going to come from the north, to be careful. As we set up our relay site, there was a couple teams that were going to be dropped down in the valley down below. So we maintained X-ray. They got in contact with the enemy. There were many casualties, KIAs. As we were their only lifeline, I talked on the radio, relaying all the messages, the situation, what they call sit rep. I warned the men not to stand up, to put camouflage on their face. One of the men stood up and got an AK round through the chest, what they call a sucking chest wound. We dusted him off. Later on, I sent I sent another one of my assistant team leaders out. Many have heard about Agent Orange. The whole hilltop was saturated with chemicals. We dusted off another man who suffered, who couldn't breathe. I went down in the valley about 100 meters, set up some claymore mines. We knew that we were going to get hit. As we were relaying, I heard some more shots up above. I come back to see my men. We were pinned down. I called in artillery. It became erratic. We couldn't get any fire support. What they call end of nautical twilight, the clouds started to come, the rain. End of nautical twilight, where the eyes are hard to adjust from daylight to sundown. There was a big firefight down below as I relayed the messages. All at once, I heard a whooshing sound. An RPG, rocket-propelled grenade, hit us. It hit right behind me as I was on the radio. I flew through the air. Many warriors that have been in combat know what I'm talking about when I say your lifetime passes before you. I saw all the way back to my childhood. My grandparents were the ones that raised me. They pushed me back. Come back. As I called my men in a circle around me, I could feel the warmth of blood. It was my blood. I called my men to come close to me. Everybody got hit. I was paralyzed from the waist down. The enemy was coming in on us. As they opened up, we hit the boards, the clackers. And you could hear the enemy screaming and yelling, my men as well. The tracer rounds that flew around us. All of us got hit. We couldn't because of the rain and the clouds. I flipped on a black light that was on my leg. I flipped it on because that was the only way that our B-40s, our Phantom jets could see us. I told them to open up 25 meters from my position, anything. And it sounded like a monster flying over as these miniguns opened up. All I could see was a rope, our only lifeline. It took 3 helicopters to pull us out. I was the last man to leave that hill. It's a very hard story to share, but the lessons learned by our warriors, what we saw in behalf of our people, our tradition, and our way of life. This is not a time to brag. This is an actual ceremony that we share. Again, I pass this whistle on to my brother here to carry very proudly, to represent the enemy, to represent the spirit that I brought to this arena. A family of champion dancers, a family that I very highly respect. So I called upon Shunkaska to sing, we call a whistle song. Family, relatives that wish to come on out and join us, and let us honor Mr. Fred Murphy, the family, and most importantly, this whistle, the spirit of the enemy. Shunkaska, aho.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Quan Henry. I was asked to speak on Fred Murphy. Fred Wolf Murphy is Keani, and is a Towering House, and the clan, Tree Clan. He's 57 years old. His parents are the late Peter and Jean Murphy of Yamato. His wife of 35 years is Shannon. He has 4 kids, Kelly, Samantha, Malcolm, and CJ. Jared's nephew. He has 3 granddaughters. Did I say that? Aya, Kayleen, and Shelby. He has been in the POW circle for over 25 years. He's a local basketball legend of Gallup, New Mexico. He works for the IHS. He loves the Journey and Tim Hortons coffee. He's very honored to be here at the POW. And this is on behalf of Fred Murphy and his family. Fred Murphy is thankful for everybody that stand up and the drum groups that came here to this powwow, and for the drum that sang the song for him. He's very honored and humble. I would like to call up Boye Ladd. I'd like to call up Bear Archuleta and Victoria Archuleta, the head men and women dancer at this time. I'd like to call up the arena director, James Sandoval, please. Come to the front here. Very like to honor you. I'd like to call up Rob Bryan, please. I'd like to call up a representative from each and every one of the jump groups that are here. Send the biggest guy up here. I'd like to call a representative from each jump groups, please. Can I get a representative from Shukaska, please, to receive a monetary gift?
I'd like to call up Quana Henry. Thank you, Quana.
Fred would like to say thank you to everyone out that came up and honored him. And for Boye Ladd, we're honoring him with this whistle at this time.
Okay, I believe we're going to go to a couple of intertribals again.